Who circles the globe to uncover the stories America will never stop talking about. She grew up only wanting to be a hairdresser, but Tammy Wynette styled herself a dream and took it all the way to Nashville and into the hearts of America. Visit the private paradise of Maui and join the fun as the superstars make waves at this jewel atop Hawaii. Meet David Brenner for a slice of the good life as the crazy comic puts fun on the menu during a High Rollers tour of Atlantic City. All this and more when Lifestyles returns. Stay with us.
McBinge in a fast food emporium for middle of the rollers.
We're good, but I can't eat any more.
But David Brenner can eat more, much more. His job is not just to eat, but to be seen to eat and relish every last bite.
Good pizza.
For this funny man, munching is serious business.
Who can eat a sandwich?
Only David can explain that superstar appetite. He traces it all the way back to early childhood.
I grew up in the streets of Philadelphia, literally, in the streets of Philadelphia. And I grew up eating junk food for two reasons. Number one, it was so readily available to us, and second of all, my mother's the worst cook. So I'm a junk food expert. Now, I grew up eating hoagies and cheesesteak sandwiches and Pats. I mean, I hung out there as a kid.
Today, David hangs out at the Sands Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. His six-figure-a-year job as spokesman has him hawking everyone's favorite fast food. Like they say on the boardwalk, the faster they eat, the quicker they get back to gambling. It's a job David's developed a taste for.
Well, you know, it's an interesting thing happened since I became the spokesman of the Sands. It has really helped the career. I thought it was definitely going to help the hotel. I mean, I'm doing commercials for them. I'm making appearances for them. Please, it's got to help the hotel. Not me. Well, feast fast at the Sands' brand new food court. You got Nathan's, the Carnegie Deli, Bookbinders, Pat's Steaks, even soft pretzels with mustard. It's just like the old neighborhood.
Yo, Vinny, just you wait till your papa comes home.
Told you. I didn't realize it was an honor. Of all the entertainers they could have taken, they selected me to represent this multi-million-dollar corporation. And it's been an enormous boost to me because people, you know, will say to me, how are things at the Sands? When I'm walking in the streets of New York, I will say, hey, I'm going down to your hotel. Look at this. My hotel. It should only be my hotel.
Behind the fast food pitch is, of course, gambling. David's duties include lending his name to a $100,000 slot machine marathon and handing out the prizes.
I thought it was great. It's the first one we've done in Atlantic City, and it came out great. The people had a terrific time. But I think everyone was thrilled, and you saw the winners were stunned. They won that much money. I'm always interested in seeing people win, you know. You get that thrill of sharing it with them. Even though I didn't get a cut, I asked for 10%, but, you know, they don't want to give me any. That's up to them.
The Atlantic City executives chose their spokesman wisely. Who better than a devotee to represent the resort?
This was my vacation place. I came here as a child on the weekends, and I didn't have enough money to stay for the week. But what I used to do, not have enough money, I used to sleep at the Underwood Hotel. And that's underneath the boardwalk. You take off your clothes at night, you fold them up, put them in the newspaper, they don't get too damp, and you lay in the sand in your underwear, and you'd sleep. And then in the morning, the light would start coming in the boardwalk, you'd get up, and you go over to a public men's room, they had them on here, and you'd wash yourself, and you get dressed, and you get all dressed again, you go out and walk. But when I was a kid, I could still remember you couldn't get up on a boardwalk unless you had a jacket and a tie. Some women were in formal evening gowns, but it was the place. You couldn't move on the boardwalk. You couldn't get up on the boards and walk 3 or 4 blocks without going through the crowd. And to come back here now as an entertainer, making the money that I make, and take a walk down the boards that I used to walk as a poor kid, that's what the thrill to me is.
Yesterday's vacation backwater is Lady Luck's retail outlet today. Yet, to its jet-weary but well-fed prince, Atlantic City is fast becoming home.
I think I travel more than most pilots. I'm on the road about 10 months a year. And a lot of it's one-nighters. A lot of it's bouncing out. But I'll be here a weekend, and I'll swing through New England and do concerts. I'll swing down south, the Southwest, 12 days, we're doing concerts, boom, out. Do the Tonight Show and do a couple other TV shows, swing back, get home. Great life, but, you know, I have a bad back and everything, so every mile I fly, I'm usually in pain, you know, if the back's out. So I'm ready to stop being on the road so much.
David Brenner dealing the winning hand.
Coming up.